Hello there and welcome back. This is the second video where we take that swag base and change it from Halloween to fall to Christmas. And it's a pretty cool process. I will tell you, use a different color pipe cleaner for putting the stuff on because it got all confusing back there with everything being white. Now these are some picks I got at Michael's. They are so beautiful. They had them on sale not too long ago and they just had some really pretty ones in there. So really when you're making this something that's florals, it's just all about texture and color, and the fall is the perfect time to use these different colors and textures. Now these are some pumpkins that Dollar Tree has out, and they're really pretty cool. They're kind of cheesy, but once you put them all together, it's just an effect, and they're really pretty. Now these are some ribbons I got. The bottom one's from Michael's and the top one's from Dollar Tree. And Dollar Tree is really up their game on ribbon, but you can see something from Michael's, a better quality. The truck has more depth to it. The pumpkins have more depth. So if you take the cheap ones and then add a good quality ribbon, then it gives your project a little more luxurious look. But first thing I wanted to do was add some burlap to the base, and I cut those at 14 inches. I did orange and some natural color burlap. And I just took the 14 inches, folded it over, and then scrunched it up. And then I would put the two together, like I put the orange and then the natural, and use one pipe cleaner to attach them. I did 3 with orange on top and 3 with the natural color on top. I'm not sure if that really makes a difference, because once you put them on there and you're splitting them apart, you basically go natural orange, so whatever's on top or bottom may not matter. What does matter is the direction you put them on the swag, because I put them all the loop facing upward, and because they're not wired, when I hung it up, all they wanted to do was fall down. So you'll see here in a moment where, I'm so sorry, my allergies have been killing me, so I'm talking like this and I'm not going to redo it every time I talk like that, otherwise I would never get finished. But here you can see they're all facing up, so I have to turn them back to face down, because a little known fact in the craft world is that gravity is stronger than burlap. I know, who knew? So anyways, I take the time and swing them all down. Not a big deal, but if you can learn from my mistake, please do so. And here you can tell what's on top and bottom doesn't matter because you're splitting them out. Now I took and put this on my easel where I usually do my wreaths, and they work perfectly, but this was very long, so you're only seeing one section done. So you're not really going to see everything put onto the swag, but you get the idea. I put those base flowers. That's kind of what you want to do first, is get your base focal points. So I got my base flowers on there. Then I added some of those, I started to say cranberries, but I think they're crab apples. I love those. But 2 different colors, different textures. And then I put this in. Oh, I love this piece right here. It's just a long leafy thing. I love it. One goes off one way, one goes the other. You can see here's a little wheat looking thing. Again, it's all about texture. See those berries back there? I think they end up in it. Now then, after you get all your little pieces done like that, I put in some ribbon pieces. These weren't even looped like a real bow or anything. It was just 2 loops facing up and a little tail. And you'll see them in the swag. I dovetail it. And then on the bottom, I did put in a little bow. This is a super simple bow. It's just I wrap it over. If you've ever watched my videos, you know the trucks cannot be one side upside right and the other side upside down. That drives me insane. So you have to do a bow where the trucks are all facing the right direction. And by the time you're finished with it, I only leave one tail, because I don't want the tails going the same direction either. I think they need to be where they're kind of mirrored each other. These are little technical things that a lot of people don't pay attention to, but when you do pay attention, it makes it look so much more professional. And where I do want things to be simple and broken down into easy steps, I still like that professional look. So that's why I'm not kind of a typical bow here. You'd go back and forth and twist it and back and forth and twist it. But here I want the trucks to be all right side up. And now that that's as clear as mud, again, this is not a bow tutorial. Hopefully you can see by what I'm doing there the process. I am going to start making some more bow tutorials because people really have questions about bows and a lot of people struggle with them. And I'm actually fixing to create my own bow making device. That'll be fun. Y'all will see that soon. But here you can see I go to measure the second tail, but see how I faced it the other direction so that the trucks are more mirrored. I just think that if the trucks both aimed the same way on the tail, I would see that instantly, and that would drive me nuts. So anyways, then you just put a pipe cleaner around the whole thing. The pipe cleaner is not going to grab that second tail easily. You just have to do the bow, the one tail, and then you'll see here at the end, I just put the second tail into the pipe cleaner and twist it on. Somebody made a comment on one of my videos that I talk and never explain things, but I kind of think if you can watch what's going on more so than me telling every little detail, feel free to ask comments or questions in the comments, and I'll go back and answer them. But you can see here I just add that second tail. But yeah, I definitely can answer any questions that you have, but sometimes things are over-talked and sometimes things can be under-talked, and everybody's going to have a different opinion on how much of what they want. Raffia adds so much to a wreath, and especially a fall wreath. I just take and cut pieces of it, lay them out, and then you could put it on like this where it's going off two different directions, but I like to fold it up to where you have more volume and it's all facing one direction. That way when you put it on your piece, you can determine if you're going off to the left, to the right, down, up, whatever you want to do. In making these single swag base with 3 different styles, I kind of went with the Deco mesh on the Halloween and then florals here for the fall, and I think it's gorgeous. Once I used it the 2 or 3 times, you could see it got a little stretched out, maybe a little droopy, but I don't think that really affected the structure of it. Here on the Christmas one, I kind of wanted to go all out beautiful giant bow, and that's in a whole different tutorial because that got out of control fast. So I'm just going to add some Christmas ornaments. I added greenery first just to give it a little more to the base. And then here you can see just put the pipe cleaner through the ornament where you'd normally put the hook. And then just attach it. You can attach it, like this one's actually on just a piece of the wire, so it attached really easily. And this looked like a giant mum. It is mum season in Texas, and I was not at all pleased. The bow just overwhelmed the piece itself. So I took this greenery and cut it off the right size, and then just came up and used the greenery itself to wire it right there. This, I wanted to show you the difference in poofing out your greenery and not. It's very important that you take out and fluff your greenery. You can see the left side is fluffed, and there's a little gap there, but I fill that in with the greenery here in a minute. But over here on this right side, I haven't fluffed it out yet. So I just wanted to show you and remind you the importance of fluffing out your greenery. And it's real easy. It does take a little bit of time, and that's why sometimes we might skip that step, but don't do it. Those were some little bows I added to it as well. Sorry, I forgot to tape that, but I still wasn't happy with it. So I ended up going back and cutting this Deco mesh. It's the same stuff as the base. And I cut it in, I think it was 18-inch sections. Then just make a cruffle where you fold it under a little, scrunch it in the center. And then, of course, I finally found my Bodabra, so now I've got my Bodabra. And then the ribbons were at 10 inches. and I just cut off. I only did 3 of these, and so dovetail the ends of the ribbons. So do the cruffle, do a ribbon, and then I just went back and added some tubing, mesh tubing, and that makes a beautiful little bundle when you just need something quick. And it was really fast to do that, and it added that final touch that was needed to the swag. Again, the cruffle was 18 inches. It was a 16 or 18 for the mesh, just cruffled up, put into the Bodabra. The ribbon was about 10 inches, 10 or 12, and dovetailed. And then the tubing, you can see I just cut it off at certain strips. If it was too long, you could cut it back off, or if it was not long enough, cut another strip. But like I said, that's so quick and easy to add to something. Put a pipe cleaner on it, and then add it to your base, and you are done. And I think this turned out great. Like I said, I've got 3 different looks: deco mesh, and then the floral look, and then this is more just Christmassy and bows and ribbons. But guys, that is it. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.